Hello, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. I just did an introduction video and now this is the official meeting. I just want to go over real quick. I prefer doing meetings in a very non-traditional format where I just go in, I give bullet points. You can read it at your own time. It doesn't take up anyone's time additionally, and I like to keep them under 15 minutes. So the first thing is the mission and the goal statement. Basically, we are on a mission of world peace. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Our goal is to bring over anyone who wants to join in this. There are a lot of people who are basically wanting to elevate from a level 4 and on. Anyone who wants to go from level 4 and on, basically we're ready to step in and say, hey, you're ready to go to level 4 now, or you're ready to move on. Now, in the spiral dynamics, there's actually some information that I looked at and I went, well, that's not quite true. And if you look at the spiral dynamics with the 8 levels of perspective, there's actually 3 lines that run right through it. That's not discussed. This is all my own material, just so you know. The 3 lines, the first line is your ethereal line that goes all the way from perspective 1 all the way to perspective indefinite. The second line is your material plane. And your third is we're going to call this, I don't have a name for it yet. We're just going to call it generic, just a generic line, okay? Now, people who are on the ethereal plane, so when you're in level 1, you can be on one of those 3 lines. A level 1 can be on the ethereal plane, the material plane, or the generic, okay? No, the unnamed one at the moment. The ethereal plane are the people who are empaths, highly sensitive, and are tuned in naturally, really heightened into that frequency. So heightened that they're going, whoa, there's something here at levels 1 and 2. This is why a level 2 thinks like a level 6, ethically thinks like a level 6. There are people who are material, not materialistic. That's a level 4 label. We don't call them that. What it is they're down to earth. They're scientists. I don't like to use the word down to earth either because it implies that people on the ethereal plane aren't. And you can be on the ethereal plane and be down to earth also. That being said, people who are on this plane are more scientific minded. They're just not tuned in very strongly to the plane. Okay. So you have people who are just very scientific driven. They want the facts. They want to understand how things work. They're no better. They're no different than the ethereal plane, vice versa. They just are functioning different. They just are on a different frequency. Okay. So in addition to that, remember, these are just perspectives. The columns, the 8 columns are just perspectives. These threads are actually how their frequency is aligned. So some people are high end on that, tuned into the frequency. There are people who are completely unable to feel it. And then there's everybody else, that generic, because there's some people who I can't yet define. So I have this 3rd line to put them because that's the I don't know. That's the Anna hasn't figured this part out yet. So when you are growing up, when you are going through this, you might be on level 3. So you have level 3s who are, level 3 is a great example for this. Level 3 basically are hyper independent people. You have people who are very scientific, very scientific, and I need proof based. And then you have people who are ethereal and highly independent. The people who are highly independent and ethereal are your empaths who are abused. The people who are highly independent and have no access to that ethereal realm are usually your narcissist. This is why you have a narcissist empath exchange. Boom, this is your codependency right here. But you get into level 4 and you have level 4s who are up high on that ethereal plane, and you have level 4s who are down on that scientific plane. Here's the difference. The ethereal plane, see, and I don't like saying scientific because you can be ethereal and scientific. They literally cannot feel the ethereal plane because they're just not tuned into it, because they have other things happening with their system to pull them away from it. So that being said, on level 4, these are the people who really are high faithful people. These are the people who believe in God really, really strongly. And these are the people who are absolutely anti-religious atheists who don't feel any connection whatsoever to any religion because they just can't feel it, which is why you have the divide on level 4. I'm until 13, I was highly on this level. And then I studied philosophy. And when I studied philosophy, I exited the ethereal plane and went down to this one. So I actually shipped planes. It was really an interesting period of my life. And it was around the same time that I stopped believing in my imagination. Interesting how that works. So as you go through these perspectives, you're actually following different lines than other people, which is why you both might be a level 4, but you think completely different. That's why. That being said, there are people who are on levels 4 and level 5 who are wanting to get to level 6 and 7. They're on that ethereal plane. They're absolutely up there. They're going through the process. You might meet at a level 2 or a 3. I have had a lot of friends who were level 3s and level 4s, but they were ethereal playing. So I knew that they wanted to be, and they were trying to get to level 6, but they had way too much trauma to even get to here. There was just no way, not unless they do all the work, and they might never get past it. So once you understand this perspective, once you understand how this works, and this is the assignment, you must understand how spiral dynamics works. It's not complicated. It's very, very simple. We also have the ability to figure it out if it were complicated. But I'm going to do a graph or something. I have articles available. So read up on spiral dynamics. That's going to be the first assignment to make sure everyone's on the same page. And you're not going to see this because this is my own work with those lines going through it. That is my work. So I have work compounded on top of the spiral dynamics to clarify the spiral dynamics, even to sharpen it. And then I have the understanding of how the subconscious mind works. So when you meet people, part of your not requirement, but part of what we do as light workers with healing people, there's going to be this desire to pull them. We're going to want to save them. That's really what we need to talk about, is the desire to want to save people. Now, that could be coming from a very good ethical place, and it could be coming from a mental illness. And this is why I say you really have to have your mental illness cleaned up. There are 2 paths you can take. There is night white syndrome, which is a red flag, and that is coming from a place of fear. We'll talk about that. And then there is really, truly wanting to save people because you really love everybody. That's me. And yeah, I know a few people already who that is truly their authentic identity. So you need to make sure you know when it's your identity or your fear. And this is very important. There's going to be a fear versus identity. A lot of people, light work attracts people who use saving others to compensate for their own fear. That's not light work. That is mental illness. And then when you cure that mental illness and they're no longer afraid, that's not part of their identity. And now they're going, great, I'm involved in light working and I don't even have the passion. So we're going to very gently allow an exit. Like, hey, it's okay. You were here because you had a mental illness. We've all been there. We get it. But once they cure, they might lose the passion. So that's something you need to be aware of, is you might be here for the wrong reason, for the fear-based reason. And you don't have to convince us. We're not going to survey you and kick you out. That's not how this works. It's as you heal, there's going to get to a point where you realize your passion for this is diminishing, and that's okay. You don't have to stay here, and you certainly are not going to be rejected or hated or anything. You can lose the passion and then just watch. That's okay too. Perfectly okay. So we want you to know that if when you go through the healing, you get to that point where you start to lose passion, it might freak you out a little bit. You might start to question your own ethics. Oh my God, am I a bad person? No, it is just not who you are. And that is okay. You are wanted and welcomed. Authenticity is what's valued here. Authenticity. Authenticity is who you are in your identity. Fear takes away from authenticity. Number 4s run off of authenticity. If they were authentically 4, the world would be a much different place. That being said, once you start to cure and work on your mental illness, you start to separate your fear from your identity, and your fear will go away. And if light work is not actually part of your identity, if you are here because of night white syndrome, do not feel ashamed. Do not feel ostracized. Do not feel like you don't belong. Come and go however you need. We get it. If you cure your mental illness and you feel that passion fading and that scares you, that's because it's truly who you are. Don't worry, it'll come back. It will come back. If you are afraid of losing your passion, that's because it's truly who you are. If you are Yeah, that's it, really. That's it right there. If you are afraid of losing this passion, congratulations, you just passed the test. In fact, I bet you anything, if you can watch this video and now we're at that point where you had that moment of panic of, oh my God, am I going to lose this? Congratulations, you just passed the test. You are officially, this is part of your identity. If you did not have that fear, that is a clue that you might be here because of white knight syndrome, which is fear-based, which is a whole nother thing, which is okay. Again, it's up to you. And identities change. You might be here and you might change your mind later. So it's all up to you. You are 100% in charge and calling the shots. So that's something to look out for, especially when you get into the shadow work. I hate the word shadow work. Let's not call it that. Let's not do that. Once you get into the mental work and you start healing, that is something that is definitely going to come up, is whether or not you are here for the right reason or the fear reason. So as the fears strip away, you're going to feel yourself gravitating more toward level 7. The more the fear goes away, the more level 7 comes into focus. And then it gets to that point where you're going to have to realize that by evolving to level 7, basically, it's not that everyone at level 6 and under becomes intolerable. That's not it at all. It's just, it feels like I'm an adult in a room with a bunch of kindergartners or 15-year-olds or 25-year-olds. I can talk to all of them without being condescending, but none of them can relate to me. So that's what it feels like. When you get to level 7, that's what it feels like. So you end up being quiet a lot because you know if you try and talk, it's going to go over their head. They're just not going to be able to understand your perspective because they lack the information to get to your perspective. You have their perspective because you've been there, but they don't have your perspective. And there's a lot of people who they'll revere you, they'll love you, they will want you to mentor them. And that's where you need to really make sure your boundaries are in place, because if you find a level 3 empath who is desperate to be saved, they will drain you. And level 6s have not yet figured out the boundaries because you're not mentally healthy yet. Level 7s have figured out the boundaries because they're mentally healthy. Again, it all keeps coming back to, you cannot graduate from level 6 to level 7 unless and until you resolve your mental illness. And being able to use your defense system communication properly to set boundaries and enforce them is part of mental illness. Money is part of mental illness. If you have a problem getting rich, that's going to hold you back. That's mental illness. That is level 4 conditioning, level 3 and level 4 conditioning from your mental illness, from your subconscious mind, to convincing you that money is bad, money is evil. If you have any kind of a priority or importance on money, thinking that it's evil, that's 100% mental illness. That is conditioning, third-party guilt from all the workings of the system. Once you get to level 5 and you start to embrace and open up to accept money and love it and realize, oh, it's just an energy, wallow, 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 wallow. It's a completely different, a little bit of my sunshine came out. It's a little bit, yes, I do that. That is very much, that is where you're on the right track. When you get to level 6, you have this, there's like a face-off between you and money. It's like, all right, money, we're going to figure this out. And then at level 7, you are totally at peace with money. You and money are best buds. I have a little money man I call him a money man. He's my little money man. And he is a little person about this big. And he is made up of dollar bills, $1 bills. He's cute. And whenever he walks, I hear this paper money swooshing sound. And he runs all over my mind. That is my money man. That is the little person I developed in my head to begin a healthy, loving relationship with money. He does not have a name yet. I just call him Money Man, and he's a little child, and he just runs around in my head, a little toddler. He does not speak, and he's got paper money just all over his body, folded, and he just swishes around. I really want this as a doll. Where's my little money man? Where's my little money man? I'm going to manufacture this doll and sell it. I have to, This is my little money man. And he runs around and he like swishes with the sound of paper money. I love Money Man to pieces. I love him a lot. So he runs around in my head, and he helped me develop a very healthy and loving relationship toward money. I love him. And the more money I have, the bigger he grows. I love money. I don't ever want him to grow, to be honest with you. That's the wrong mentality. I want him to grow, but I don't want him to grow. I love little money man. I don't think I'm going to grow him. I don't think so. I think as I get money, he's just going to remain this tiny little beautiful thing. I'm just like, because I love the whole little and the money swooshes. So get a good relationship with money. Like find a way to do it. And I can work with you on that. I can absolutely walk you through how to change your mindset with money. But there is a massive, when I evolve, when I go to the next level, who am I losing? That is a huge holdback. That is a huge, people are wanting to leave level 4 and go to level 5, but they love people in level 4. And they know those people are never going to follow. So you go off to be an entrepreneur and level 4s hate you. That's common. That's common. You go to level 6 and you have people in level 5. Well, level 5 respects level 6s. It depends on it. It depends on which thread they're on. See, and this is where I went, oh no, the spiral isn't quite correct, because there are people at level 5. Level 5 is what made me realize the spiral was incorrect, because people who are ethereal on level 5 will absolutely revere people on level 6 and want to go there. People on the ethereal thread of level 5 revere, they're passing through. They're just passing through. People who are level 5 on the scientific realm may never go beyond. They may get to level 5 and go, nope, this is where my journey ends. I just wanted to be rich. Corporate America. Corporate America. Corporate America. These are the people on level 5 who understand mindset and astrology and ethereal and community and recycling and organic and save the planet. And these are my people. These are all of our people. And they're trying to get down here. And then you get people down here who are just, and that's why there's a difference. That's why level 5s can really have this. Level 5s love working with level 4s. They love this exchange. These people do not like this exchange. These people hate on these people, and these people hate on these people, and these people want to be these people. Okay, this is why I realized, oh, there's threads. Interesting. So that being said, those are some troubleshooting, and that's what this is. This is troubleshooting for when you start getting into light work and pushing on. I think that's it. I'm going to do this in a very systematic, stepwise motion, so that when you guys go in, it's going to be like step 1, you want to be a light worker. Step 2, how to be a light worker. Step 3, these are all the things you need to do to become a light worker. Step 4, how is that going for you? And then step 5 is going to be level 2. Now we're going to actually do light work. But you guys already have it. Like most, you might be wanting to do your energy Reiki, your energy healing, your Reiki healing, your meditations. You might be a yoga teacher. Fantastic. Like, this is one of the things I love. You are either here with a tool and a skill already to utilize, or you are here wanting to learn a skill to pick up. So I'm going to be offering both. We're going to do like a collaboration where if you offer a service, I'm going to organize a full collaboration sheet so we can start assigning you, getting you locations and helping out. And we're going to do like tasks and all that jazz. And then up at the top, the other category is people who are going to want something. They're like, hey, I'm here. I know I belong here, but I have no idea what I'm doing here. You are my people. You are my people. You come see me, and I'm going to like, we're going to brush up on your identity, and we're going to flourish that beautiful, whatever she or he is. We're going to get her out there, and you're going to learn about your identity. So if you are here, figure out your category. I love categories. I love categories. I love compartmentalizing. If you know what you want and you already have a skill and you're just wanting to apply it to light work, fantastic. We have a spot for you. If you are here and you're just, I imagine you getting off of a bus that you just hitchhiked off of. You came from California and you're covered in hippie clothes. You got your guitar and you have no money, but you're here with your enthusiasm and you're going, I'm here with your guitar. And you're like, put me to work. I do nothing. I just want to help. You are my people. I will put you to work. We're going to figure you out. That's yes. I love those people. If you are here and you're enthusiastic, but you have a lot of mental illness and you know you belong here and you're here early, but There is no here early. When you're here, but you're mentally ill and you know it and you have mental work to do, come to me. DM me. I'm very loving and gentle. And yes, I love people. Come to me. So there you go. I know my skills. I know I need work. I'm here with my enthusiasm. Put me to work. Come see me. Come see me. We're going to start organizing this and getting everything shifted around. I'm excited. Okay. Thank you so much. And as always, may the kindest of words always find you. I really love doing this stuff.